Hi everyone. Today in this class we are mainly dealing with the measurement of mass. So just before discussing the measurement of mass, let's distinguish between mass and weight. So what is meant by mass? Mass is the amount of matter in a substance. Mass is the amount of matter in a substance. Where what is meant by weight? Force with which a body pulled towards the center of the earth. The force with which a body is pulled towards the center of the earth. And that we have already learned that one. Weight W is equal to mg. Or what is G? G is the gravity. Now let's distinguish between mass and weight. So what is the first point is talking about? Mass is the measure of inertia. Where what is meant by weight? Weight is the measure of gravity. Right? Look at the second point. Mass is a scalar quantity. There is no direction for mass. But weight is having direction, so it is a vector quantity. Is a constant quantity. It will never change, but weight varies. It is not a constant value. Mass cannot be zero, but weight can be zero. How? An example, at the center of the earth, you know what is the G value? G value is equal to 0. So what is the weight? M into G. M into 0, that is weight at the center of the earth is equal to 0. Now look at the other points also. And the last point is talking about what? The unit of mass. SI unit is what? Kilogram. Where the weight is equal to force actually. Force with which it is acting towards the center, right? So the SI unit of force is equal to what? Newton. Now let's discuss or distinguish between inertial mass and gravitational mass. So we are talking about mainly two different cases. One is inertial mass and other one is gravitational mass. So first one we will think about inertial mass. Inertial mass. What is meant by inertial mass? Mass of a body which determines the inertia in a translatory motion. And that is called what? Inertial mass. So according to Newton's second law, we can write here F is equal to m into A. Here I can write here m subscript I, representing inertial mass. So how you can calculate the inertial mass? Mi is equal to force divided by acceleration. This is the way to calculate what? Inertial mass formula. But inertial mass can be calculated by using an instrument called inertial balance. What is called? Inertial balance. So now I'm going to introduce what is meant by inertial balance. Look at the picture here. You can see the picture here. It consists of mainly one pan on two metallic strips. One pan at one end and it is connected with the two metallic strips. You can see the picture there. And other end is fixed at the table. Other end is fixed at the table. Now what we are doing here, in order to find the inertial mass, first of all, we will be keeping a known mass or maybe unknown mass. Let's take one mass here. If you keep one mass in the pan and it should be fixed here because it should not come out while you are doing some activity here. By keeping this mass in the pan, what we are doing here, we are just displacing this pan horizontally. Just displacing horizontally, not like this. We are displacing like this. If you displace and release, you know what will happen then? This pan, including this metallic strip, start oscillating horizontally. Start oscillating horizontally, not like this. It will start oscillating like this, right? So we can calculate. So if it is oscillating like this, it will become a SHM, simple harmonic motion, but you will learn later what it is. So time period of that one can be calculated. Time period of that oscillation can be calculated. So you can write the formula here. Time period is equal to 2 pi root of m by k, where m is what we are keeping inside the mass. And what is k? Force constant. It is a constant value. So if you rearrange this formula or just avoid the square root, you can square on both sides. You will get t square is equal to 4 pi square m divided by k. 4 pi square m by k. So once again, let me tell you here, a mass is kept in the pan and it start oscillating horizontally, and the time period formula is here. So using this formula, we can calculate the mass of that body. Okay. So for just a comparison, what we are doing here, you can use one known value, other one is an unknown value. What is that? Known value and unknown value. So how to do this calculation? Let's see this one. First case, using this formula, I can write here m is equal to t square k divided by 4 pi square. M is equal to t square k divided by 4 pi square. Or k is a constant, 4 pi square is a constant. Or we can write the m by t square is equal to a constant value. So this is a basic formula we are using here. Just imagine we are doing this same process for mass m1. So what is the formula become? m1 divided by t1 square. Its time period is different, right? So t1 square is equal to a constant value. So just imagine m1 is a known value. Now just to take an unknown mass, any other object having unknown mass, take it as m2. So we can find out here m2 divided by, its time period is different, right? So t2 square is equal to the same constant. So right hand side, both sides is a constant. So what we can write here? We can write here m1 square divided by t1 square is equal to m2 square divided by t2 square. So t1 and t2 can be calculated using, time period can be calculated using a stopwatch. m1 is a known value. It is a known value. m2 is an unknown value. So all other values is known. So you can calculate what m2 square is equal to, just rearrange the formula. So this is the way to calculate the inertial mass. Okay. So look at the picture once again. You can see what is the main conduct, what are the main parts of this inertial balance. So we can see here what is the main parts of inertial balance. Okay. So this is the basic formula using to calculate the inertial mass. Another one is called what? Gravitational mass. In order to calculate the gravitational mass, the main instrument we are using, and that is the physical balance. What is that? Physical balance. Now let's discuss about this one. So what is going to be gravitational mass? The mass of a body which determines the gravitational pull on that mass due to the earth. So that can be calculated using Newton's law of gravitation that you have already learned in the previous years. That is, what is Newton's law of gravitation is talking about? F is equal to, right? F is equal to G into m1 m2 divided by r square. Here we can write the mass of the earth into mass of the body. So just to understand that one, I'm just writing here mass mg due to gravity, the mass which determines the gravitational pull, right? So mg divided by r square. So we can write here F r square is equal to G m mg. M is the mass of the earth. So what is the gravitational mass of an object mg is equal to F r square divided by g into L. So this is the equation we are using to measure what? The gravitational mass. So in order to measure the gravitational mass, the main instrument we are using is the physical balance. So what is the basic structure of physical balance? Now you can see here. What is the basic structure? You can see there is a two pan and there is a central knife edge. In one pan you will be keeping a known mass, and in another pan you will be keeping an unknown mass. When known mass and unknown mass, when both are equal, what will happen to this physical balance? The physical balance usually now balance, it's not balancing, right? If both are equal masses, you can see here both will balance and come to an equilibrium position. So this is mainly using the principle of moments. Principle of moments. Maybe you have learned what is the principle of moments. Clockwise moment is equal to anti-clockwise moment. Just an example. This is an object, a rod. If one is applying a force on this side, it will rotate like this. If another person is applying a force on this side, it will rotate like this. So one may be clockwise, other one may be anti-clockwise. Okay, it depends, clockwise or anti-clockwise. If both these forces are equal, you see, it's rotating here, both these are equal, what will happen to this object? It is now in balanced condition. So this is a basic principle is using to measure the gravitational mass. So what is the main instrument we are using here? That is the physical balance. So now we have discussed about two different types of masses. One is inertial masses. To find the inertial masses, what we are using the inertial balance. And to measure the gravitational mass, what we are using the physical balance. We can also use the spring balance to measure the gravitational mass. Okay, I hope it is clear for you. So just have a look. What is the measurement of mass we are discussing from the NCERT? The measurement of mass as a topic is coming under this one. Two different types of masses calculation. One is inertial masses and another one is the gravitational masses. Okay, let's go through the NCERT. I hope it is understood. Thank you all of you.